this is called the dovetail stitch. It's right here. It's two different colors that got woven, that got connected. So I've done several of my rows. What I did is this, I used one thread, I did the basic tabby stitch, and when I got to that point, I stopped and I went back. So it's kind of like I forgot to do those and I left them. And I went back and I continued weaving only up to that one thread. The one thing that's super important with this is that you don't pull it too tight when you go back across, because you're going to need to stitch into these loops when you're working on this side, which I will show you as soon as I finish up this. Okay, I'm gonna leave this side. I'm gonna take my thread out. Now I'm gonna pick a color for this side. I'm gonna pick one of the colors I've already used up here. Now I'm gonna weave the remaining side and connect it. So I need to remember to look up and see where my stitch was to know where to start. So I need to start under, over, under, over. Now I'm gonna come across, leave my tail, but I don't just want to go back, because then these are gonna be separated and they're gonna start pulling apart. So I actually need to, whoops, I just stitched the whole thing up. Ah. Okay, now I have a huge little mess. I'm just going to pull it out and start over. Okay. So right here I am going to do an overstitch, but I'm going to go to the first row where I stopped on the other side, and I'm going to find that hoop, pull it out a little bit, and then I'm going to thread through that hoop. So now I've connected this to make one row. Now I'm going to continue my weaving, push it up, I'm going to stop and look to find the next loop, which is right there. I'm going to sew into it. Actually, doesn't matter if you sew, which way you sew in. Sewed into it. And now I'm going to go back across, and I'm going to follow my pattern on my red, so I have to go under and over and under and over. I'm at the end again, so I need to stop. I need to look. First I need to sew into my stitch. I think it's easier for me to do it this way. And continue with my red. Now it looks like I only have one more row to do for my dovetail. Into it. I'm going to stop right there. Now what I could do is take a new thread. I can continue with this thread, and I'm going to continue my weaving. So I can just, if I want to just use the red, because I have plenty of it left on this, I can just continue weaving straight across and back. Remember, don't pull too tight. I'll take that off.